This is Goku-san DBZ and welcome back to a new collections video. This is a special edition. This is a collections video on my collection of Power Rangers. So with that said, let's get to it. Total, there's like quite a few to go through. First up, of course, we have Season 1, Volume 1 for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Nice classic look to it, as you can see. Next up, we have Season 1, Volume 2. Always iconic, the whole Mighty Morphin Power Ranger logo. Next up, Season 2, Volume 1. Then we have, of course, second half of Season 2, Volume 2. And I like the fact it also shows, of course, the White Ranger, as well as, of course, Lord Zedd, which was the big threat of Season 2. Then we go to Season 3, which is, of course, after we get, obviously, the Ninja Rangers and, of course, the union of Zedd and Rita. Still, I like that, and unlike others, like this was quite a few, 33 episodes in this. And then technically you had a branch off, a mini-series of 10 more episodes of Mighty Morphin. But it was called Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers, with, of course, the Alien Rangers. But it was interesting. It definitely has more of a Japanese look to it with the cover art. But it wasn't much. It was just, of course, taking place during the brief era of Master Vile. Next, we go on to the next batch of course. We go on next to Power Rangers Zeo, Volume 1. Luckily, after Turbo, they would do away with the volumes, thank goodness. But still, classic, and of course the introduction of Mondo for the Machine Empire, which I actually thought was a pretty decent run overall. Then we have, of course, Volume 2. Next we have Volume 1 of Power Rangers Turbo. And then Volume 2. And then we would reach the end of course, the worst of the Zordon era with, of course, Divatox. Never was a big fan of her. And then we would get, at least when it comes to box set seasons, they would finally go to one box set a season. So I appreciate that much. And of course the last of the Zordon era as well. Then we would get 4 incredible seasons of Power Rangers. I'm trying to keep this stuff from falling. Fine, fall for all I care. Next we would have Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, which is of course my second favorite series of the franchise as a whole. I don't know why they use just a normal standard monster on the back art. And of course it advertises over 15 hours over 5 DVDs. Which this would be the beginning of 4 years of much more mature, I think darker material. Better written overall in my opinion. Lost Galaxy was great. The best of the era. Then we have, in my opinion, the weakest of the 4 years. That being Lightspeed Rescue, of course. Then we would get in my opinion, one of the other greatest, maybe the third greatest series of the franchise, of course. That being Time Force. I've always loved Time Force, always will love Time Force. great villain characters, and an awesome theme as well, I might add. Definitely the second best of those seasons. And then we have the one I have more mixed feelings on, of course, that being Power Rangers Wild Force. Now, I will say I do like the helmet designs. At least they're a little unique and a little different from other past seasons. Then we go on to known as the Disney era of Power Rangers, which would begin, in my opinion, the pretty much the best season of the Disney era. That being, of course, Power Rangers Ninja Storm. Though the next season I pretty much have neck and neck for how much I like it. It would consist of total 38 episodes. And of course would have one of my personal favorite villains, Lothor. Next, we would get, of course, the other one, which I like just about equally. Another season with 38 episodes, and of course that being Power Rangers Dino Thunder. Then we have a series which I have become more and more over time. I definitely have become more appreciated of the franchise or the series more so over the years. But then again, that's thanks to Anubis Doggy Kruger being one of the big reasons for that. But still a great series, and I think writing-wise definitely is one of the best of definitely the Disney era by far, at least when it comes to the actual script and storytelling aspect. That's where SPD shines. Then we have one that I've always gone back and forth. I have very divided feelings towards, and this was actually a shorter season too. Of course, that being Mystic Force, and it had 32 episodes. That was one of the shortest seasons, definitely at least until, obviously, the era of Neo Saban. It was pretty much about the shortest. Now, I will be honest, in my opinion, Mystic Force has probably the worst Red Ranger, in my opinion, of the entire franchise. But that's my opinion. I just think the character of the Red Ranger in this series is just obnoxious, arrogant, and a total douchebag, in my opinion. But whatever. Then we have easily the worst of the Disney era, worse than anything of the worst of Neo Saban. Wouldn't be until Neo Saban would end up having seasons weaker. And of course that would be also the series with, in my opinion, the worst theme of the entire franchise. Also 32 episodes. Of course, that being Operation Overdrive, which had the Heat Miser and Snow Miser basically as the main antagonists. But whatever. To each their own. Then, second to last, a series that, as time has progressed, I've come to appreciate more and more. And I think it's because of Daishi. Of course, that being Power Rangers Jungle Fury. The second to final season of the Disney era, which in my opinion actually ended up way better. I think overall quality-wise ended up better than the previous two seasons, though there are still things in Mystic Force I like more than Jungle Fury. But definitely there are particular characters, specifically RJ, that I really like more so than Jungle Fury. And then the last season, which is by far, in my opinion, the darkest and definitely most gritty toned Power Rangers season of the whole franchise, by far. That being RPM, which takes place in a post-apocalyptic world, kind of like a universe similar to that of Resident Evil in many aspects, with some interesting villains. But I will say, definitely, I thought the Disney era ended on a pretty high note with RPM. Then we would go on to the Neo Saban era, of course, of Power Rangers. Now, by the way, Beast Morphers has not finished up, so it has yet to release a season, which is why I don't have it. First up, of course, the Neo Saban era, we have Power Rangers Samurai, which is and series for me, 50-50. I do like the fact you have things like Bulk back, That was one of the few things I really liked about Samurai. Otherwise, I had mixed feelings towards Samurai. Then we had by far the most overpriced season of Power Rangers franchise as a whole. Super Samurai. To put in comparison, like the average price of a Power Rangers season right now online is 15, probably on average about $15-$20 range. Not bad, that's pretty reasonable. However, let's just put it this way, as of right now, if you want Super Samurai, you're going to be showing out probably $50 to $60 on average. And keep in mind, that's not even factoring sale. You want it brand new, you're looking upwards of, you could be paying up to $100 for a season of Power Rangers. Completely stupid, especially given this has 20 episodes. It is kind of weird how it has a jumbo-sized box, but yet nothing inside it except 3 DVDs. Still, it is kind of ridiculous. I am glad at least I got it before it became a big collector's item. I don't know why in the last 2 years or so why this has started going up majorly compared to any other season of the show. I have no clue why Super Samurai is going up unless it had limited print or something. Next we have, in my opinion, the worst series, of course. That being Power Rangers Mega Force. Bar none. I do appreciate it tried to do some stuff to respect past, but even so, I'm just not a big fan of Mega Force. Now, the thing is, you can get Mega Force pretty dang cheap overall, and including Super Mega Force. To put it in comparison, you can get both seasons of Mega Force on average about $20 or $30 for both seasons. Pretty cheap. But that's probably because not a lot of people liked Mega Force. I have it for collection purposes, and that's about the only reason. Though at the end of this video I have an announcement to make. Next we have, in my opinion, the best of the Neo Saban era shows, that being Dino Charge, by bar none, in my opinion, is the best series from this era of Power Rangers. Then we have Dino Supercharge, it's a Super Dino Charge, but whatever. You can get both these seasons pretty dang cheap in like a double pack, which is cool. You can get it for like $20 for both seasons. Then you have the special 25th, it says advertised, 25th complete season. Of course, that being Ninja Steel. Though over time, I'm 50-50. I think Ninja Steel is now probably my second favorite. I like it more than Samurai, in all honesty. But that's just me. But it's still kind of cool. Then we have, of course, the final season as of right now. That's been released, that being Super Ninja Steel. And my special announcement at the end of this is, once I'm officially done going through and reviewing all of Smallville, which, by the way, I'm now about done with Season 4 of Smallville, so I'm now almost halfway through the series, getting ready to do my review, or record my review for Season 4. So with that said, once I am officially done with the 10th and final season of Smallville, I'm going to start doing a retrospective / series of reviews of the entire Power Rangers legacy. Now, I will be doing more than one review. Well, for the Neo Saban era, I will do one review per season, since they are shorter. But for the older series, expect like at least 2 reviews. So like one for each half of the series. So with that said, that is the big announcement. After I get Smallville out of the way and done, I will be starting a retrospective of reviews for every season up through Super Ninja Steel, and then Beast Morphers once it actually gets a physical release. So with that said, as always, this is Goku Sun DBZ. Sign out. I'll see y'all next time. Stay safe, same YouTube time, same YouTube channel.